Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Smith Triad MIPS cycling helmet with the Aleck Crash Sensor. Smith's new Triad helmet is designed for lightweight and safety across any type of terrain. With its combination of zonal, Koroyd, and MIPS, the Triad is a lightweight and well-ventilated helmet. In terms of packaging, you can see Smith has used a slightly smaller helmet box with their road graphics right on it. You have a nice little opening here where you can slide the helmet out. And you can see the basic specs that we have for our helmet. Go ahead and take us out of the box and go over those specs. So retail price on this is $190 for the standard version, and if you want the Crash Sensor, that's $210. As with a lot of Smith helmets, this features the zonal Koroyd. So this is what the little technology is, and it provides some crash absorbency while not blocking airflow. You also have a MIPS Evolve Core for additional rotational safety, and this helmet also features the VaporFit system. So you can see you have a retention system on the rear with a big dial. We have the optional Aleck Crash Sensor, and you can see the Crash Sensor is actually integrated directly into the rear dial. So it's really sleek, and you have the recharge port right on the side. So overall, really nice lightweight helmet that can cover road or off-roading terrains, depending on what you want to do with it. As far as what comes with the helmet, you can see you have the helmet, a bunch of brochures with the additional information about the materials, MIPS, Koroyd, as well as the Aleck Crash Sensor information. Inside here, we also have a few additional things. We have a USB Type-C charging cable, which is really important for the helmet, and then a little instruction manual with some of the safety information in it. Now let's take a look at the weight of the helmet. You can see we have the size medium here with the sensor. So that comes in at 309 grams. Visually, the Smith Triad helmet shares Smith's distinct, smooth, and swoopy design language, which makes it easily identifiable as a Smith helmet. Smith currently offers the standard version of this helmet in 6 different matte colors. You have red, navy, black, white, as well as a couple two-tone options like yellow and black, and lavender and off-white. With the Aleck Crash Sensor equipped helmet, it's part of a limited series two-tone design, which has the matte black on top, and then its topographical pattern on top of this gray on the lower half. So it gives it a pretty distinctive look. At first glance, it really just looks like a wood grain that's really knotty. But when you look closer, you can actually see it is a topographical map design. So it is kind of cool and definitely stands out. You can see it's a two-piece shell design with this big bottom portion and then the top. Because this helmet's not just a road helmet, it's really designed for gravel, cross-country. It is a little bit deeper than a standard road helmet, and you can see the back extends down a little bit further than a standard helmet would. Otherwise, very simple design. You have a swoopy vent design with big open vents along the front. And then the top, you have the Koroyd, which is this little filler material here. It's all black, so it's kind of hard to see instead of the distinctive green color. So it really blends in, but you can see right through the helmet, which is nice. So it gives you the crash protection without blocking airflow. And then again, on the side, you can see just deeper profile here, fully finished edges as well, which is nice. So you don't have any exposed foam. And with this matte black design, you can see everything really blends together. So the black on black with the gray, it's a nice contrast. Would have liked a brighter color, but currently this is the only option with the sensor. The sensor is also very important with this one. You can see it's actually integrated directly in the rear dial, so you don't actually notice it even being there. You have their cool little logo there, which is almost like a Viking character. And then a USB Type-C port for recharging it. With this one, you should be able to get a few months use out of it, or you might have to charge it a little more frequently if you do a lot of riding. It's basically integrated directly in here. What's cool about this is basically it is a accelerometer-based crash sensor. So it's similar to the specialized Angie or the Apple's crash sensor, and it detects if you have a fall. They've used a lot of data to really fine-tune that so you don't get a lot of false positives. And it'll notify all your emergency contacts inside your app. So it does require cell phone reception, but in addition to just going to the app and your emergency contacts, it'll also reach out to any other Aleck App users in a 1.8 mile radius. So even if you might not have reception and someone near you might have it, it could potentially contact them. So kind of a cool feature. It is not a replacement for a big backcountry GPS or emergency phone, but for a lot of road cycling, it's a nice little peace of mind. And it's only about $20 more than the standard helmet. So definitely a low cost of entry. Smith has also included this sensor in their other high-end helmets like the Forefront 2, the Trace, and the Payroll. As far as the fit system, you can see you have their VaporFit design. So this consists of a rear cradle, these thin little connecting arms that go to the front, and then you can see when you adjust the dial, pulls it in and out. You have lightweight nylon straps with adjustable Y splitter here, and then just a standard plastic buckle. You can see everything's lightweight, and then on the inside, you do have the MIPS. It's not the distinctive yellow. They made everything black here, so it really blends in. And you can see the MIPS liner is cut up to allow airflow through the vents. And then you can also see the Koroyd inside here. So that you can see it's only focused on the front edges for additional protection. They have big open channels, including this little front vent that ensures you don't fog up your sunglasses. With this one, putting sunglasses on here is a little bit more difficult as you really have to align it with this top, as you have the Koroyd design, but it's a nice combination of safety features. Now let's take a look at the Aleck App. It's a separate app you have to download. Once you install it, you have to obviously do a login, so you can use various options. And once you've set that up, you go to the home screen. To add the device, you go to the plus sign, we'll go to add device, and then we'll go to crash sensor. You do want it connected to power for this process. And then it will scan for it and should be able to find it. We only have one here, so it should find it pretty quickly. Then you go to the pairing screen. It requires quite a bit of permission, so location, voice, Bluetooth, so you do need to have that all enabled. You can see now we have it connected. So this is simulation mode. So you can see. And actually it'll do a little alarm on your phone and then do an alert, so we can cancel that. And that's in the highly sensitive simulation mode. In the real one, it shouldn't really happen until you actually crash. The app itself is a little bit hard to use. So you can see your connected devices up here. There's a little ... That's where you can see your firmware, what it is, the model, and then even test it. You can see the battery status up here, and that's the only place you see the battery status, unfortunately. So there are no lights on the actual device. So you do want to check the charge at least every once in a while. It's supposed to have about 40 hours of active runtime. Otherwise, the app is pretty simple. There's a lot of other features here. You can create groups, and then you can chat within that group. There's a big map view, so you can actually see everything around you. And then you can even invite other people. So to add emergency contacts, you actually have to invite them. So you can see there's an invite link that has a little QR code. So pretty simple, but obviously the app a little bit more complicated than it should be. And you do need the app running if you want that to notify your friends. So you got to remember to turn that on before you start riding. Here you can see a nice 360 shot of the helmet. We have the size medium, and you can see it's a good looking helmet. It's pretty low profile, and because it's a mix between a road and gravel, you can see it's a little deeper on the rear. We would have preferred a brighter color scheme, but even with this black limited edition color scheme, you have a nice topographical print on the bottom that gives it a unique appearance. It's also really easy to adjust. You have the nice big dial on the back with that crash sensor integrated into it, adjustable side splitters, and a 300-gram weight, which is nice and light. You have good ventilation with this helmet as well, and even with all the zonal Koroyd, the air flows right through, and you can still put eyewear in the side vents for storage. So overall, a nice helmet. It's great to see all these safety features integrated into it. You have MIPS, you have the Koroyd, and you even have the crash sensor, which is really seamless. It's nice how they integrate directly into the rear dial, so you barely notice it's there, and it actually makes the dial easier to use. Now let's compare the Smith Triad with some other helmets on the market. Here we have the Smith Trace, which is a little bit more of a roadie helmet. It's a pretty similar design, a little bit more ventilation, as the Triad is designed for both on-road and off-road. But you can see the shape very similar. For this one you have the contrasting Get Wild color, which really pops, while the Triad just has the black on black, which is a little bit more subtle. But you have the open vents on top. And on the back, you can see the only real difference is with the Aleck sensor, just a bigger dial. But otherwise, very similar form factors, and you can see just have more protection here, which is better if you're off-road and you fall into branches or other things, so you have a little bit more protection from that. We also have a Limar helmet here with some bright colors. So Limar has some really cool colorways. This one is a nice 3- or 4-way color with this triangular design. You see, again, more of a roadie helmet, so a little bit more shallow for road cycling. Very minimal rear retention system. And you can see this one doesn't have MIPS or Koroyd, just a simple EPS foam design. We also have the Oakley Aero helmet. So again, more shallow, less ventilation than the Smith, but you do have a cool colorway and their little reflective rear badge, which is a cool feature. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Smith Triad helmet. What we like about it is you have multiple safety features. You have the zonal Koroyd, you have MIPS, and you even have the optional crash sensor. It's also a very well ventilated helmet that's easy to adjust with the rear dial and the side splitters. You also have the optional crash sensor, which is integrated directly in the rear dial, so you barely notice it's there, and actually makes the dial easier to use because it's a little bit bigger. The main negative for this helmet is the fact that there's no battery status on the crash sensor, so you have to use the app to check the battery. Taking everything into account, we'd give the helmet a 9.0 out of 10. It's a nice lightweight helmet with a lot of features. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.